Good evening. Welcome to the fourth Crossroads Guitar Festival. Thanks for coming. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on. 'Cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand up if I saw you in heaven? I'll find my way through night and day. 'Cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Time can bend your knee. Time can break your heart. Have you beg and plead, beg and plead? Beyond the door, there's peace, I'm sure, and I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? heaven, I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Lord, I know I don't belong here in heaven. Thank you. Any farewell along?
Taking me 65 years to get here. Right. This one's for the memory of the late Carl Radel, read the gospel outside of Jiving in 1974.
There's a dead man's hand floating in the sky, beating on people who were passing by, cruising around over Mountainville, cruising around till he can land somewhere. Oh, someone take away these blues. That's a shame, but when I lose, I lose. Can't survive too much spider dive. I'm just about hanging on. Oh Lord, don't make this poor boy run. It ain't easy living under a gun. Insanity's keeping me company. Insanity is on the loose. Insanity is on the loose. Well, there's an angel of madness and she's bringing me down. She won't rest until I'm in the ground. I keep searching everywhere I go to find the answers that nobody knows. Won't someone take away these blues? That's the same, but when I lose, I lose. Can't survive too much spider jive. I'm just about hanging on. Oh Lord, don't make this poor boy run. It ain't easy living under a gun. Insanity's keeping me company. Insanity is on the loose. Insanity is on the loose. Hey. Well, you can't paint pictures in a scarecrow's hat. Everybody's nobody, and that's a fact. Rich man, poor man, no one is safe. You can try all you want, but you can't escape. Won't someone take away these blues? It's a shame, but when I lose, I lose. Can't survive too much fighting time. I'm just about hanging on. Oh Lord, don't make this poor boy run. It ain't easy living under a gun. Insanity's keeping me company. Insanity is on the loose. Insanity is on the loose. Oh Lord, don't make this poor boy run. It ain't easy living under a gun. Insanity's keeping me company. Insanity is on the loose. Insanity is on the loose. Hey. You. Any farewell along. I'd like to bring on Mr. Vince Gill. It's his birthday.
The humility of Eric Clapton is to me the most engaging thing about him, even more than his playing. Because when someone's an even better person than they are, as gifted as they are, when they're an even better person, it's the greatest thing for your heart. You know, that's what I've taken the most out of all this, is when your hero can also be an even better guy than you ever hoped.
There is nothing that is wrong wanting you to stay here with me. I know you got somewhere to go, but don't you make yourself at home and stay with me. Don't you ever leave. Lay down sad, I rest here in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk? Lay down sad, no need to leave so soon. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. The sun ain't nearly on the rise. We still got the moon and stars above. Underneath the velvet sky, love is all that matters. Won't you stay with me? Won't you ever leave? Lay down sadly, I rest here in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk? Lay down sadly, no need to leave so soon. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. Greg Lees. In your face so dreamily. Don't you go and say goodbye. You can lay your troubles down and stay with me. Don't you ever leave. Lay down sadly, I rest here in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk to? Lay down sadly, no need to leave so soon. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. Lay down sadly, I rest here in my arms. Don't you think you want someone to talk? Lay down sadly, no need to leave so soon. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. I've been trying all night long just to talk to you. I've been trying all night long to talk to you. It's a big girl.
Thank you so much.
It's strange to like step into the Hollywood mural of all the movie stars that you grew up with, that are on this echelon, you know, of playing, and it went from listening to the records to watching from the side of the stage. My first concert that I ever went to was in Arizona, and my dad took me to see Eric Clapton, and that was the first show I'd ever seen, and I told Eric that upon being invited, and I said, like, you know, this is not just a big deal for me, but for my family, this is a pretty heavy occasion.
Born on a bad sign, been down since I began to crawl. Oh Lord, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. Hard like a drummer, my only friend. Been on my own since the age of 10 now. Born on a bad sign, been down since I began to crawl. If it wasn't for bad luck, wouldn't have no luck at all. Wine and women, all I crave, gon' send me to an early grave. Born on a bad side, I've been down since I began to crawl. Yeah, if it was a bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. Lord have mercy. Let the blues kill it. I can hardly read, I can hardly write. My whole life has been one big fight. I tell you, born on a bad side, been down since I began to crawl. Well, now the one for bad luck, wouldn't have no luck at all.
featuring Matt Murphy, Kevmore, Albert Lee, Blake Mills. Hey, y'all stay up here, don't go anywhere. We'll do a little Green Onions.
You all right? Like this. Great big old house, full of empty rooms. Nice family used to live there, but they had to move. Just a carpet on the floor and the lockbox on the front door is all that remains. Man, there used to be love, used to be love, used to be love. Great big old house, once was a home. Where is the laughter? Can someone tell me where have they gone? No more children off to school or get-togethers by the pool. Ain't it a shame? Man, there used to be love, used to be love, used to be love. There used to be love. Used to be a car and toys in the driveway, someone mowing the lawn. Yeah, yeah. But a moving van came and the car was towed away. Then they cut the gas and the phone, and now the place it's all alone. Yeah, yeah. Pain. Great big old dream, nothing but a game. Just a carpet on the floor and the lockbox on the front door. Ain't it a shame? Man, there used to be love, used to be love, used to be love. There used to be love. And that big old house used to be love. And that big old house, yeah, used to be love. Love, love, yes.
I went down to the record shop and bought every B.B. King album they had and came home with a big bag full of B.B. King albums. And I would learn the intro, the solo. I would try to copy it. The intro, the solo, and the ending. Didn't care what the words were. I was just crazy about the guitar.
Certain people just have the touch. It don't matter what guitar. You can pick up a $20 guitar. It's gonna sound like B.B. King. It's gonna sound like Carlos Santana. You know what I'm saying? And that's the great part about it. So one day, hopefully, I could just be Robert Randolph. Somebody goes, oh, that's Robert Randolph.
Well, B.B. influenced everybody that came after him virtually, whether they know it or not. And Eric's that way with me too, I find myself sometimes listening to Eric and forgetting, oh, that's where I stole that from. And of course with BB, that's where we all stole something from, if not a lot from, and hopefully he doesn't look at it as stealing. Hopefully he's offering it up to the world, but in our own minds we're going, yeah, I stole that from B.B. King. But you steal from the best is what they say.
Every day I have the blues. When you see me worried, baby, it's you I hate to lose. Nobody loves me, nobody seems to care. Nobody loves me, no one seems to care. Speaking of hard luck and trouble, you know I've had my share. Every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day I have the blues. Every day I have the blues. When you see me worried, baby, it's you I hate to lose. Nobody loves me. Nobody seems to care. Nobody loves me. Nobody seems to care. Worries and trouble, you know I've had my share.
Every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day I have the blues. When you see me worried, baby, it's you I hate to lose. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day I have the blues. Oh, when you see me worried, baby, it's you I hate to lose. I feel like crying today. Feel like crying today. No one could stop me now. It just came out. Yeah, it came out. Nothing to say. It just comes out, everyone. It just comes out, everyone. It just comes out when you're wrong. I wanna give in. Yeah, give in and let it swallow me. So won't you clear my head for a while? Can I lay my body down and cry now? This old heart's been through the mill. This old heart's been through the mill. It's so damn hard to feel, but when I lay down, yeah, beside you, I feel something inside. So won't you clear my head for a while? And I lay my body down. I need a place to rest my heart and cry now. Give me strength for today. Give me strength for today. I will not wait. And just for one moment, it'll burn through the crowd and shine down on me. Yeah, yeah. Won't you give my head for a while? Can I lay my body down? I need a place
Thank you very much. I'm going to get Citizen Cope up right now for this one.
The church wasn't honest. The Satan put the youth in a harness, creating hostility among us. The teacher said no college. Still kid gotta get a check with a couple commas. People wanna bomb us. More people gotta scatter and wrong promise. You can blame it on Zeus or Apollo or Adonis. What you done here is put yourself between a bullet and a target, and it won't be long before you pulling yourself away. What you done here is put yourself between a bullet and a target, and it won't be long before you pulling yourself away. Yeah. I've been knowing her for years. I've been seeing her for years. She got that dark, dark baby hair with a voice that you just don't care. She got a skirt with a hole at the top. She got a daddy never gave her. She drank a beer with a proper shot. She got knocked up in a pickup truck, but she got engaged when she was 19 to this dude who was acting insane. Had a 45 that he always came. Said one too many days. Now he ducked and she ran away. Never to be heard from, never to be seen. I check a cover of a magazine, and now I'm wondering how, just wondering what you done here. It's put yourself between a bullet and a target, and it won't be long before you're pulling yourself away. What you done here is put yourself between a bullet and a target, and it won't be long before you're pulling yourself away.
I'd like to get up Gary Clark Jr. right now.
Doyle Bramhall, man, he came with his band Smokestack, when I was fairly young to Antone's, and he just released Welcome. And he showed up, and I swore those guys were from outer space. It was like him, J.J. Johnson, Chris Bruce, and just it was the loudest, most powerful, intense thing I'd ever seen. And so I immediately was a fan. And I'd known of him, his earlier stuff, Archangels and all that, but I saw that, and it absolutely blew my mind. I'd never seen anything like that live before. So I would see him around. He would come through and just kind of hang out for shows, and I was just scared of him, He's like out of this world. And got to talking and to open some shows for him, and he invited me out on the road. He's a funny guy. He's fun to be around, and it's really cool. And I'm grateful for him being so welcoming to me. He's a major reason as to why I'm sitting here right now. He introduced me to Eric Clapton, along with Jimmy Vaughn. So I really wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me, having him in my life. So.
you so much. Thanks to the Shady Horns and Michelle and Sharon for singing with us and James Poyser. Thank you.
I grew up as a classical musician. People ask me, what kind of music is your favorite? What kind of music do you play? I like to say, I like to play good music. I like to listen to good music. That's basically it. I mean, I don't look at Earl Klug as a jazz acoustic guitar player. I look at Earl Klug as a great musician, a wonderful melodic player.
I'm gonna do a nice little song that I wrote some time ago with Al Jarreau, and it's called This Time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Al Turner. Thank you.
you. Thank you very much.
My favorite parts are when Eric steps out, he joins somebody, and they transport him a little bit. They push him out of his comfort zone, and he finds a common thread, you know, a melody, a thing that nobody else in the outfit would think to hear, and it's great. It's like having a guy walk through a museum and show you there's a, you know, like a common thread through all the paintings. You know? So not many people can do that.
Now we'd like to play a couple tunes with the man himself, Eric Clapton.
But I ain't going down
something that was really special for me is playing Madison Square Garden. It was that. I went back to my early club days, setup of like the one-man band, kick drum, hi-hat, and guitar.
Got a call from my neighbor this morning. Told me my baby was gone. Got a call from my neighbor this morning. Told me my baby was gone. Took the keys to my Cadillac, left my clothes out on the lawn. Came home last night to a pistol pointed at my head. Came home last night to a pistol pointed at my head. She said, you better fess up, boy. Boy, I swear you won't soon up there.
You guys feeling all right this evening? You all right? Everything good? Cool.
after the gorge in 1971. I just found out a ghost left town. The Queen of California is stepping down, down, down.
Thank you very much. This Crossroads Festival, I'm honored enough, lucky enough and honored to call this my third Crossroads experience, and each one of them just gets better and better. And there's such a great community of artists, and something really cool happens when two guitar players get to know each other really well, and I'm really happy and lucky to call this next performer my friend. Please welcome the incredible, super kind, super awesome, super sincere Keith Urban.
Thank you so much.
Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Nobody ever loved me like she loved. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. And if somebody really loved me like she does, oh yes, she does.
Hey, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I'm in love for the first time. Don't you know it's gonna last? It's a love that lasts forever. It's a love that has no past. Oh no. Woo! Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. And from the first time that she really downed me, oh, she downed me good. I guess nobody really ever downed me. Oh, she downed me good. Everybody to know it. Don't let me down. Don't let me down, baby.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait to play with Buddy Guy. You know, I can't wait to, I mean, because you never know, especially the older guys, how much longer they're going to be around, you know, and that's really the fun part of it all, you know, and then to somehow see somebody new, you know, that I haven't seen or played before or even heard of. That's the great thing about the Clapton Festival.
You know my little black baby came to the door and said, New York. Damn right, I got the blues. Damn right, I got the blues. Damn right, I got the blues. No, I got the blues, yeah. Damn right, I got the blues. Thank you. Thank you.
Why does love got to be so sad? I remember when I was a kid, that was one of my favorite Derek and the Dominoes tunes, and something about the breakneck tempo that they played it at back then, it was just so exciting. And here it is all these years later playing it with Eric. We played it when he joined us at the Beacon a few years ago as well. It's just a really fun song to play, and it's an honor to play it with him.
Please welcome Eric Clapton to the stage right now.
You know, I think about the Allman Brothers kind of like the Duke Ellington Band, where you know, you have a core and you have this amazing body of music, but inside it you're playing it differently every night. You know, there's a lot of improvisation in that band, and it allows for musicians to come in and be themselves, but it's still the Allman Brothers.